Hi, welcome to Conversations and Revelations. My name is Garry Ratliff Jr. of GRelations and GRelations.com. I'm so excited for this opportunity to launch this new endeavor for the YouTube audience, but also for those who will watch the replay on Facebook and other platforms that we're partnering with. So today I have the privilege and the honor of having two of my good friends. First up, we will have Wacking Nicolas of OSB 3 Steps. He is the CEO who knows about customer experience and employee relations. So we need to connect with him as entrepreneurs to deliver that CX experience that will take us over the top and not only connect us with our customer, but bring in new revenue. Second up, we have Mark DeSouza, the founder and principal of DeSouza Credit Services, a great friend of mine, but also he's my agent when it comes to credit. So how did I get all this? Good credit. Not only good credit financially, but good credit with my friends. So right now, we're welcoming Wacking Nicolas.
Hello, Garry. How are you? Thank you for bringing me on.
Wacking, hey, how are you? So great to have you here today. It's been a long time coming, a long time to connect with you, but we've made it happen today. So very quickly, for our listening and audience that's watching us, tell us a bit about you and OSB 3 Steps.
Got it. Hello, Garry. Thank you for having me on. Very welcome. Feel very welcome to be in your podcast, to be in this interview as well. But a little bit about me. My name is Wacking Nicolas. King Nicolas is short. I am the CEO of Office Swing Brands, and I'm also the author of OSB 3 Steps, which is a customer service book. That's it's a little bit more, but yeah. We have our book, the OSB 3 Steps, is a customer service handbook that helps entrepreneurs and small business owners to provide better customer service to their customers that come in through their business on a daily basis.
And Wacking has a lot of knowledge, not just in customer service, but solo entrepreneurship and new ventures. He has so much extensive experience to where Office Swing Brands started off as a catering company, correct?
I would say yes, it did. Kind of started off as a lot of different things that provided different services to different offices. That was the idea of it, and then eventually branded off into office catering and multiple different services. But most importantly, it allowed us to display good customer service. It allows us to go into that kind of business.
Awesome. Hey, so King, can you tell us a little bit as entrepreneurs, the fright level of that first client, that first customer who's going to interact with our product or our service? Help us to understand what are the 3 steps, that our 3-step approach that we need to take as new entrepreneurs in dealing with our customers.
I would first start off by saying that first customer is very important because you learn so much from your first customer. That initial interaction, it's so important because you're always judged by your first impression, right? You're always judged by that. But part of our 3-step approach process is customer engagement and customer response and customer satisfaction. Engagement is pretty much how you welcome a customer and how you engage a customer at first sight. The response is how you interact and the feedback that is given while you're providing that customer interaction with that customer and how you respond to the customer. And lastly, customer satisfaction is how you provide that thank you effect to that customer, how you fully satisfy, you show that appreciation so that customer can keep coming back to the door.
So with that first step, when you
Yep.
say, hey, I have a product, I have a service, and I need to deliver. As a new entrepreneur, what are some of the fears that you see your clients having?
I would say you're new, right? That's
Mhm.
the fear number one. Um, on the other side, that company's never heard of you, or they've never done business with you. You're not well represented because you're new. Nobody knows you. You're not established yet. So that fear inside of you, and there's also that fear on the other side as well. So that's why customer service is so important.
Mhm.
That's why providing great customer service is so important, because if you provide great customer service, it kind of removes that fear from that company or that customer that you're going to be facing, especially as a new entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So providing great level of customer service, the way from step 1 to step 2 to step 3, just providing that great level of service is extremely important. Just how you treat that customer, because you're a new entrepreneur.
It's all in meeting that need. Because if your
Exactly.
business is truly set up right, you are solving a problem. And if
Yeah.
you're truly solving that problem and you're meeting that need, that fear of, am I going to be the one that my client wants, can go out the way, right?
Yeah. I think definitely, I think you make a lot of sense there. You make a great point right there, Gary. Most importantly, especially as a new entrepreneur, I would say, if you don't try, you'll never know. But most importantly, it's how you try, right? It's how you go out there, right? So how you're providing that service, right? So you still have to go out there. You still have to go out there and get new customers. You still have to present your product. You still have to present your services. But the how you do it is extremely important. Is how you show that. Are you gonna show it with with distaste, or are you gonna show it with confidence? Are you gonna show it with, great charisma, great enthusiasm? Are you gonna be friendly? And that's where our book, in the 3-step approach, it really speaks on that, where it teaches you, step by step, especially as a new entrepreneur, how to provide that great level of customer service, from the engagement to the response, and also how to fully satisfy that customer, especially as a new entrepreneur.
So take us on a journey, right? We're engaging with our customer. We've built this rapport. We're getting the response that we truly want to see. They're growing, and our business is growing in return.
Yep.
So now we're seeing that our level, our capacity is starting to show its limitation, and we
Mhm.
need to build out a team. What are some of the first fruits, as we'll call it, to building that team to help you with that capacity?
I would say to building out a team, which was something for me for years. I was a lone entrepreneur. I had a lot of fear in building out a team because you're working with new people. But I would say the first step into building out a team is really finding people that would be a great fit. Um, I would say friends are not always the best. Your close friends and family are not always going to be the best team members for you to go after, for you to even attract at first. I would say you'd have to go through an interview process and, look for people that will be a great fit, that are going to help you scale, that are really going to help push you, that are also going to challenge you in different ways. There's different approaches to taking that. I think money's always a big one, I would say, because if somebody, it makes no, I always believe this, and somebody always taught me that, is if you're going to hire somebody's going to come on your team. If they can easily be taken away from you because of money, because somebody else offers them more money, they shouldn't be in your team in the first place.
Yeah.
Because at any moment in time, they can just leave you for more money. Somebody's offering them, $5 more, they're going to leave your team. So if money's a problem for that person, they're not really there for you. You want people that are going to be a great fit, that definitely understand your vision, and they see the opportunity as a scaling opportunity or a growth opportunity, where it's either they're going to grow financially with you, or they're going to grow they're going to grow with you in a different way where they're going to learn something from your business. Maybe that's going to take them when they start their own business. They're getting something out of it, so you want those kind of people that are going to be a good fit.
So we're going to talk more with Wacking coming up. He's dropping some gems with us right now. We have learned a lot just in this one segment. So right now, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to let Wacking get back into the guest room, hammer up some stuff for us. He's going to come back. But right now, we're going to say, Wacking, we'll see you in a little bit, all right?
All right.
All right. Some jewels being dropped. I'm excited. These are my friends, okay? I'm not just talking to some randoms here about business and entrepreneurship. Conversations and Revelations was an idea that was birthed because of my network of associates and those who want to partner with me in bringing quality service to those in business. So every time that we launch the Conversations and Revelations, you're going to want to tune in. Up next, another great friend and another great asset to the community of entrepreneurs is Mark DeSouza. Mark DeSouza and DeSouza Credit Service saved my life, helped me buy my house, helped me set up my business, and I made sure to tell everybody in my network to sign up. So next up, we're going to bring Mark DeSouza.
Hey, Garry.
Mark, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Okay, it's a pleasure here. Please, it's a pleasure to be on GRelations here, and I've seen it grow from the beginning to where it is now, and I only see positive things here for you, Garry, in the future.
Awesome. That means so much to hear that from you, because I know you're a busy man and you've been growing this business. I know from day one, you were pitching and moving and grooving, and you said, if you do this in 6 months, I guarantee you will have your house. I'm like, oh man, this guy's selling me. He's selling me. But when I tell you, I followed everything to the T that Mark told me to do. And guess what? In 6 months, not only did I buy a house, my credit score was outrageous. People looked at me like, how did you do this in 6 months? And I said, because of Mark DeSouza, the man when it comes to credit.
That is accurate, Garry. Thank you so much for that.
Hey, anytime, brother. Hey, tell us a little bit about your journey into credit services. What made you want to connect to this part of finance? Mm-hmm. And give us a bit of more info about DeSouza Credit Services.
Yeah, so like I said, my name is Mark DeSouza. I actually relocated here from Georgetown, Guyana in South America in 1987. So, and I was in Boston, Massachusetts when I relocated. And during my time living in Boston, Mass, just in the urban community, experiencing the challenges of growing up, immigrating here, whole new experience, whole new life. And then going to school here as well. I was able to actually learn a lot and just take a lot from my adolescent years into my high school years. And then from there, through my college experience, going to Wheaton College in Norton, Mass, and just having a great experience there overall and making great network relationships from that point on. And then from there, just through the journey with all my work experiences, from the time I started working for the government, when I used to work for the EPA, and then when I worked for the EPA, I actually worked within the community involvement coordinator kind of side of things for the EPA. So, but at that point, I already was on the service side of things, and I essentially stayed on the side of service. From the EPA, I transitioned into finance. That's when my finance career truly started in 2003, after my graduation from Wheaton. I started as an underwriter, and that was in the real estate field down in Tampa, Florida, when I relocated. And from that point on is when my finance and credit underwriting experience from there on just took off. And from there, I was within residential lending at that point. From there, I transitioned over to personal underwriting, personal lending, moved on to more commercial lending side of things. So I've worked at different lending companies, different local banks. And then from I'm going to say about 7 years of experience of working in banking, that's when I got into credit repair, when I actually relocated to the tri-state area in New York, New Jersey. And that was in 2010. And so since 2010, I actually helped build a small company, a credit repair company from the ground up, essentially, in 2010. It was only the president and the CEO and myself. I was the first employee there. And within 3.5 years, when I actually resigned and took my my career in a different direction, when I left there, that company had well over, I want to say, close to 60 employees. They must have had close to 10,000 clients. When I first came on board, they had about 50 clients. And I was the one who built out that entire operation completely. And you imagine the amount of hours, work, sweat it took essentially overall to get there. And then from there, I just put all my experiences together. I worked for about 1.5 years in commercial lending once I left there because I wanted some more experience there. And then that's when the credit repair side just came to me. I said, you know what, let me put all my experiences together, all these years of underwriting. And underwriting is such a unique experience to have and quality to have and a skill, because now you actually have the best, you got both ends now. You now know what approves, what denied clients, whether based on credit. So whether it's for an auto loan, a student loan, a credit card, you now have all the necessary tools to essentially excel and exceed. And in order to exceed in this industry and in this field, this sector, you also need to have your certifications, which is so important. So I am FICO certified. I've been FICO certified since 2011. I am credit certified as well. I am FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act certified. So I have all these necessary qualifications, and I stay fully engaged in the credit industry overall as a whole, with Congress overall, with the different legislations that are happening, changes, ways, and that's how here at DeSouza Credit Services, we're able to be totally different than a Lexington Law or some of these other credit repair competitors. We really have that one-on-one experience with our clients. We're not here to we're not looking to get an amount of 100,000 clients in 1 month. We're okay with getting, 5,000, 10,000 solid clients where we know we're going to hold their hand and guide them from beginning to end. So
personal touch.
Yeah, personal touch right there. And there's nothing ever that's going to be better than that. So to transition, 2015 was when I started Credit Legal Vision. That's when Garry and I actually got in touch there. At that point, it was time, you know what, Mark, let me take this venture, let me get it started. And lo and behold, while working at that time at World Business Lenders in New York, I actually then launched Credit Legal Vision at that time. That was my first credit repair company I launched. And at that time, only had one or two clients. Garry was one of those first few ones, along with others, so true testimonial of, taking that leap of faith. That's always the biggest challenge, that leap of faith there, that, what, is this even true? Is this person trying to sell me something? And lo and behold, Garry started out, there was no selling. My service is totally different from these other companies. I don't have to sell my product. It really sells itself. So from Credit Legal Vision, the success stories that we've had there for all those years, 2015, 2016, 17, and on. And then from there on, I actually teamed up with my two brothers there. And come 2020, it was come 2018, because of my experience actually doing so well, I then launched my consulting company. DeSouza Consulting Group got it launched. So that company actually is the second arm, and that's the one that provides access to home purchases, home refinances, commercial purchases, commercial refinances, business loans, business lines of credit, merchants.
Whoa. Hold up, Mark. Hold up. You're spinning people's heads right now. They're like, no way a man of color is tapping into this market, because we don't see a man of color in these markets. We don't see a black man. We don't see anybody who looks like us in these markets, owning their own companies, presenting these opportunities. So I want you to take your moment in time right now and tell them about the industry that you are spearheading in for people of color. One more time.
Yeah, so I mean, there's the two industries here that we really are spearheading. I'm gonna stick on this one here for a second. Strictly is credit repair. Let's stick there for a second. So with credit repair and the transition, I actually eventually came off of Credit Legal Vision as of last year, and that's when I launched DeSouza Credit Services in June of 2020 last year, and that was actually during a pandemic. But Garry knows my drive. He knows how organized I am, and it wasn't just a sudden, abrupt decision. This was a decision that I had planned a year and a half out. So, and it was just, that was the right timing to get this done in June of 2020. And within that 1 year, with my success stories, obviously, and the clientele network, Garry knows obviously it's taken off. And which I'm just thankful and blessed to know that we are continuously servicing clients nationwide. We're not a one-stop shop. So we're servicing clients nationwide. And when we do our credit repair services, as Garry knows, all of our all the potential clients and clients, when they first come on board with us, they don't pay a nickel, a penny at all. We actually make sure that we give them that full free consultation. We don't press them at all to have to get enrolled. Take a day, take 2 days, take next week, whenever it is. After you speak with me or one of our certified credit consultants, you make your decision of if you want to achieve that goal. Is it time to take that next step to get this credit repaired the right way, the legal way, the ethical way? Yeah. We're able to it's not only about getting inaccuracies off of one's credit report, it's also about educating them. That's one thing that Garry can stress to you that differs from DeSouza Credit Services to now. We educate our clients. We make sure the way you came in, you're not going to, when you leave, you're not going to be that way at all. You're going to be fully versed, fully engaged. So guess what? You're not going to be a returning client to us. You're actually going to go back now to your community and let them know, listen, I have the contact. I have the company that can help you there and can essentially help you get to your goal. You want to buy a house like Garry did? There you go. This is how you follow. You follow these steps here of DCS, you're going to get there. That's just on the credit repair side. Now, what I did was, and Garry knows how creative I am with my background and my lending experience of knowing how many lenders I work with nationwide, I then opened up my consulting company, DeSouza Consulting Group. And that arm right there is where when you're done with credit repair, you come over there and we can then set you up there with many different resources and outlets to whatever it is that you want you actually need done.
Yeah, this is powerful in a moment in time where the pandemic has made a lot of us put our full focus and attention on our businesses. So for a long time, it was a side hustle. It was an addition to my 9 to 5. But now as entrepreneurs are saying, you know what? Full attention needs to be paid to my business. PPP loans have helped us understand, I should have had more than enough set aside. Even those restaurants that are going for the new loan and they're trying to figure out whether you're a food truck or a catering business, they're trying to figure out, okay, how is this loan going to assist me? These different grants and programs that have been made available. And then in the beginning, it didn't look like the little guy was going to win. The small business was going to be able to get out of it. But if you were already set up credit-wise and your experiences of how to manage the money, everybody knows the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Everybody knows the book about the principles and the mindset. But few people know about the game called credit and how to play it properly. And just one thing before we go to our group session, I'm going to bring back in King. I just want you to talk about these multi-level marketing, credit repair. We're not bashing anybody. You're doing what you're doing, but there's a certain personal touch to the DeSouza services, to DeSouza Credit Services, that it really challenges you to say, okay, am I really dealing with somebody that has the background or has been trained by somebody like Mark? Or am I dealing with somebody who's reading a play-by-play that really isn't catered to my future success? It's only catered to my temporary success. Do you have a quick word on that, Mark?
Yes, I do, actually. And that's a great observation there that you brought up there, Garry. The uniqueness about DeSouza Credit Services versus Lexington Law, for an example. Yeah, when you come to our company, whomever it is that you start out with our company, whomever that representative is, that consultant is, that's who you end with. And Garry, you from experience as a testimonial know that as well. So we don't hand you off to just Sarah, Julio, John, Mary. We really hold your hand, from the beginning. And then with our company, which Garry knows very well, and Miss Wacking, when he comes in, when you contact us, we respond. Customer service is something that we stress. I stress as the CEO here at the company. I don't play that. I don't care how many sales you sell. I don't care how many clients you may bring in as a consultant or a rep. If you don't have a good customer service team, you're not succeeding. I don't care in this industry or any other industry. So here at DeSouza Credit Services as well, we have our full money back guarantee clause. It's in our contract. Mm-hmm. Garry knows it very well. I'm very keen on that. Where if we present, this is the way we're going to outline you. This is our estimated time frame, and we can't follow through. Garry knows how my company operates. We're pretty spot on. Now, we haven't had to do refunds and things of that nature. Why? Because we are pretty strict and on point with our service. But at the same time, we're strict and on point with our services. What makes us really, really unique here, I'm going to say with us, is we provide results. Yeah. From day one, we present realistic expectations, realistic. And there are some things that, it may take a little longer to come off, but they're going to come off, but we have to be strategic about how we go about that process, because there is a method to the process. And that's where the experience comes in. This is not a day-to-day relationship. One thing about DeSouza Credit Services, I'll close with here, we are a lifelong relationship.
That's right.
Garry, I serviced Garry years ago. Yeah. Years ago. I'm not on here. Garry didn't bring me on here to sell a product. And like, this is me. I've always told Garry, I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. I immigrated here. My version of giving back to my community is giving them this knowledge and power. This is not taught in high schools when it should be. It is not taught in colleges when it should be. The credit is the key. It is the core to success in this country. I'll say it again. Credit is the key and the core to success in this country. And here at DeSouza Credit Services and also at DeSouza Consultant Group, we are here and we have the tools and resources to help you get there.
Oh, man. The jewels are dropping today. The jewels are dropping. I'm just so excited that this opportunity was made possible by two great men that I know personally. I don't vouch just for anybody, but when it comes to customer service, employee rewards, and getting to know who your team is, I vouch for Office Swing Brands and Wacking Nicolas. When it comes to getting your credit together, getting yourself set up for success, whether you want to go for home ownership or to supply your business with what it needs for loans and more, I trust DeSouza Credit Services. And the consulting group part, you just have to dive in more to know exactly how to begin to use your credit as your leverage. As he say, it's the key. The key. Everybody wants a key to a door to open, unlock something. Everybody's looking at these locked doors and these locked opportunities. But right now, I'm exposing you to two men who have the keys to your success for your business and your personal life. So I'm going to bring them both back on right now. We're going to have a joint conversation for the next 5 minutes to really see where you as an entrepreneur and you as a person can begin to leverage your success for better. So right now, I want to welcome back Wacking and Mark.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Wacking.
Hey, hey, Mark, well said, man. I was definitely listening, man. Well said.
Thank you. Hey, well thank you.
Hey, so let's just kick this off, guys. We're gonna keep it short. We're gonna keep it to the point because we want people to have these key takeaways. So we're going to go back to you, King. You were exposing us to how we form our team, how we set up our customer experience and how we deliver on that customer experience, expelling all our fears as a first-time entrepreneur or even as a seasoned entrepreneur introducing a new product or service into the market. Give us your 4 to 5 key team members to start with scaling our business.
Do you mean skill sets, or you said team members, or
the team members? Because we're knocking it out because we got our OSB 3-step approach. We're knocking it out the park, and now we need to scale our business to where we want to grow. And those key team members, who should we have on our team?
Not people. Do you mean people, or do you mean
people? I mean people. Those human assets, that human capital.
I would say, I'm not going to say names per se. I would say you definitely need you need a chief operations officer.
Yes.
You need an operator. Your operators are your pilot. For me, I'm more of I'm a flight attendant. I'm the person guy. I'm the people guy. I'm the CEO. I'm the face of the company. But you need a pilot. Your pilot's your driver. And that's usually your your COO. You need a finance person. You need somebody in your business that's going to be in charge of the money. You don't want to be as the CEO, as the person with the brains or the idea of being in charge of the money, because, it's all over the place. Now you got to worry about, where the money's going, you got to worry about sending invoices. And as a lone entrepreneur, I had to play those roles. I had to be the CEO, COO, CFO. I had to do all that stuff. And I hate it. And sometimes it's nerve-wracking. And the fourth piece, you need a CTO. You need somebody that's gonna, work with your website guy, or he's got to build a website for you. He's got to be in charge of your tech. He's got to be that guy. He's got to be tech savvy. You need a team.
That man or that woman. That man or that woman.
Yeah. You need that stuff, because if you don't have that, the issue is this: a lot of times, and I learned this for years as a solo entrepreneur, because it's hard, because you got to give up something. You got to give up some equity. You got to give up a percentage of that $100. Let's say you have a business that's bringing in $100 per customer. You got to give up a quarter of that to each person. That's their payroll, right? That's their pay. So sometimes you got to give that up to get more hundreds, right? You got to give that up to get more clients, because now you have enough time to go after those clients. One of the pieces that I've learned coming into this year, for me to ever even open up another business, I am going to have more businesses in the future, but I'll never do them without a team anymore. Yeah. I think 3 big things that you need team, product, and network.
Mm-hmm.
Team, product, and network.
Product and network. Say it one more time.
Team, product, and network. Because the product's going to make you the money. The team's going to help you put everything together and work it so you can build that. And your network is going to help influence, like guys like Garry, guys like Mark. That network is going to get you more customers. So you need team, product, and network. Once you have all that, you can build a solid business. So it doesn't always take capital. Some people think they need the money. I need to have a lot of money before I start a business. No, you need team. You have an idea, but you need the team, product, because with the team, then you create a product. Once you create a product, now you go out there and network, and your network can actually help you get those customers. Because once you tell your network about your product, they'll actually say, hey, I can actually connect you with this person and that person. Sometimes, I've had certain businesses where, I own a catering company and I didn't cook. People are like, yo, what do you guys work out of? Where's your kitchen? Nah, man, we partnered up with restaurants, and the restaurants made the food. We went to go pick it up, and we dropped off the food. And we charge offices that used to order it sometimes 20 times the amount that we pay for it from the Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
We charge $35 per person.
Yeah.
We do a catering event, but we're getting it for $5 from the Italian restaurant per person. So we flipped it.
Yeah.
We didn't cook it. All we did, it took us 1 hour to go get the food to make $3,500. We go and pick up the food and go drop it off. But the thing that we had was the network. The network got us the client that the Italian restaurant couldn't get. So we flipped it on them, So, you need team, you need product, you need network. And those are my takeaways. But you do need a team. Team's one of the biggest things that I think for me as a solo entrepreneur, as much as I've learned, but I could never give up that money for me to build that team. And
Come on.
sometimes I'm learning it's hard to get that team too, because you really need to make sure you get the right people on the team as well. So,
well, hey, we're building that team. We all have the product because now in our service, and this is GRelations, GRelations. We are the network. I'm telling you, we're here. Hey, Mark, you're gonna be our hitter. You're gonna hit the home run for us. As we close out, I want you to speak to the entrepreneur who's trying to figure out, like the pandemic has made me struggle personally and professionally. What are some tidbits to restructure our lives, fit us up, and set us up for success financially? What are some of your tidbits you can give to us?
Some of the tidbits here, Gary, that I would recommend, especially during the pandemic, if you have been affected credit-wise and you need some assistance, definitely kind of sit down with, if you have a spouse, definitely sit down with and kind of pull out your financials together, see where possibly you may need to cut back, number one. Number two, outside of cutbacks, if you need to kind of maybe consolidate some financials together, definitely reach out to some kind of expert in that field, in that industry, that actually knows how to do that, to help you kind of potentially lower your cost in every possible way monthly. Number three, what I would recommend also tidbits here, if you are looking for where you want to make sure that you protect your credit, definitely, please reach out to DeSouza Credit Services, reach out to my company. As I stated here on the beginning of the call, not a single penny will come from us for that consultation. That consultation is free service. It's truly, I can't speak for other companies, but Wacking is on this actual conference here together today, and he can speak volumes as well about my consultations and about how in depth they are, the free knowledge that's there that comes with it. And one thing about us that's very unique, that I can put out there for everyone else that really just needs that person to speak with. Contact us. Let us walk you through what's going on. Let's do it sooner than later, because I believe that everyone deserves a second chance. And trust me, I don't care. You may think your credit is in the worst position. You may think, financially in my life, I can't afford it. You know what? That's too expensive. Well, guess what? We work with everyone. I believe there's a solution to all issues. And if we can just sit down and work and discuss them, come to set up a game plan, we're going to get to that resolution there. So financially and credit-wise, I definitely feel as though if you contact our company here at DeSouza Credit Services, we definitely can help you get there. Now, some things I'll leave you with right now for sure. This is not a process that happens overnight. It is not even one that actually happens in 30 days. If you have individuals or people out there or organizations in my sector saying that they can repair this or they can get you done in 30 or 60 days, I don't want you to be misled. I don't want you to be misled. I'll say it again. You need transparency. You need to work with a company that's honest, one that is ethical, and one that's not there just collecting a monthly fee. Yeah. Our company is not here to collect monthly fees. I don't grow my company that way. I didn't grow Credit Legal Division that way. I didn't grow my reputation that way. I grew it because why? Customer service, and I truly care about my clients deep down. Why? I'll end with this. Network, which is a great point and a great aspect and a great key factor of building any business, which Wacking mentioned, network. That will make or break. That's going to make or break it. And there's no better network, even in today's marketing, than word of mouth. Yep. You can send all the flyers out you want. You can get on the radios. You can even do these here with GRelations, which is totally fine and awesome. And to all those who are going to be viewing, and I'm blessed to do this anytime for Garry, and for the the entire network that's actually watching us here, that's going to be able to view this. This is a form of us giving back. But at the end of the day, when you're out there and you're attending certain events and whomever you're speaking with, that's a form of a network right there. That's a form of a network. And if you're honest and you're transparent, that network is just going to continue to grow. And guess what happens now? That network now grows your business. That's going to turn in 10 times, 10 folds. One simple coffee communication, one simple conversation at a barbershop, one simple conversation here, who knows, on the beach somewhere. And before you know it, OSB, you know what? oh, I know somebody who can help me out with that. That is right here. And you know what? We may not think about that at that given point in time. This is why you never burn bridges either. Me and Garry know that very well, deeply. This is why you hold those contacts so closely, because you never know how it can come back to impact you positively, or negatively as well. So I would just say there, Garry, to answer your question clearly, during this time with the pandemic, there has been a lot of people that have taken a credit hit. Certain businesses have not been able to withstand, depending on the industry you're in. But just know right now, you have a second chance. You have an opportunity. Anyone that wants to be an entrepreneur, I've been stressing this time in and time out on different communications like this, different video conferences to different organizations. This is the time, actually. We only get one of these opportunities once in a lifetime. I don't believe we're going to see another one of these here, at least in my lifetime, for sure. So this is the time. And what makes me so excited, everyone on this call right here is a minority.
Yep.
I love this. Growing up in Boston, in Dorchester, Massachusetts, the challenges I dealt with, just the whole issue with racism in this country and as a whole, the challenges of immigrating here, not having things handed to me, understanding what it means, to, barely have $1 in my pocket to where I am at today. At the same time, we may be successful. We are all humble on here.
Yes.
Garry is a very humble individual. Joaquin's a very humble individual, and myself. And that's something that we never lost was our identity. Very, very important. We never lose our identity because it's powerful. Knowledge is power. And Joaquin kind of stressed that there in a bit there, where the team, that's the knowledge right there.
Yep.
Depending on the different diverse mindsets there, different diverse cultures that we get, everyone brings a certain skill set. Mark DeSouza I'm not the one that runs if I was the only person that ran my company, I would never be able to do anything. This is why it's important to have that great management skill, that management team there, the marketing, the branding, the operations, the brains behind it to do the day-to-day, because then I can be out there. Joaquin can be out there. Garry, you can be out there. We can then really bring in those bigger and stronger partnerships. And that's how we scale it. That's how we get the businesses scaled the right way, building more partnerships. But you got to trust the people and train the actual staff the way, they have to mirror you. They have to mirror your qualities. And it can't be about $, which is great what Joaquin mentioned. When we do hiring here, DCS, and DCG, we make sure when people come in here, you come in here level-headed. You don't have to worry about your fine. You don't have to worry about paying your rent. You don't have to worry about paying your cell phone. You don't have to worry about how I'm going to put food on the table for my family. We're going to make sure that your earnings are pretty solid enough where when you come here, your mind is locked in and it's, how can I grow from here? And how can I move the company into that next level?
Wow.
No, well said, man. Wow.
I'm telling you, when you get together with friends and the gems you drop, you're only getting a portion of what we deliver to each other on the back end. We don't have enough time to get into all the other things that we talk about. I know. But
he said 30 minutes.
We ain't got enough time. But what has happened today is what needs to happen more. And that's why conversations and revelations exist, so that you can get something of what I get all the time from my network of people. These are people I call friends. And those who know me, I don't throw that term around. These are my friends. And I trust them with my business, both personal and professional. So I know that you're going to get some gems going forward. So, hey, Wacking, OSB, 3-Step Approach, Office Swing Brands, thank you for being here. Mark DeSouza, DeSouza Credit Services, DeSouza Consulting Group.
And I'm a customer of Mark too. I'll also add that too. I'm a customer of Mark too. I'm also a customer of Mark. Thank you.
Hey, we connect and we build. These are the great things that I look forward to each and every day. But that time has come to an end. but we won't end it here. You can you'll see them as part of the resource page that is upcoming on GRelations.com. Again, that's GRelations.com. They're going to be a part of the resource network page coming up in June. You'll see DeSouza Credit Services. I'll have another conversation that will be dropped on the website there, so you can get some tidbits about him. He also has PowerPoint presentations that you can deliver to your group saying, hey, as a business, we need to restructure. As a home, we need to get our act together. So you can do that. You can do it without even him giving you the consultation. The consultation's in the PowerPoint. How about that? This man is way ahead of his time. Also, I'll be giving away to two companies. I'll be giving away the OSB 3 Steps Approach book. So 2 companies going forward. Once we drop the resource network page, we'll have a raffle, and I'll give away 2 copies of the book. So I'm all about supporting my network because my network supports me. So until next time on Conversations and Revelations, this is Garry Ratliff Jr. for GR Relations and GRelations.com. Thank you. God bless, and continue to multiply your profits. Take care.
Thanks, Garry.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Garry.
Thank you.
Thanks.